Hi, my name is Maria Lloyd, and I'm the CEO and founder of a marketing firm named Opens Clicks Cash. I'm also the author of a book titled Words Are Wealth. Now, I'm on a personal mission to help as many small business owners as possible reach their first six figures in business. If that mission resonates with you, I want to invite you to come along with me on this journey by simply liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and making sure that you hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified when I post future content. Now, in part two of this video, I want to show and share with you the email marketing campaign for the Donald Trump administration, or I'm sorry, for the Donald Trump for president campaign. And so what I'm going to do is just share my screen and kind of walk you through the process. So when it comes to the Donald Trump campaign for presidency, you'll see here that I do have one email, and it's from July 1st, which is the same time frame that I used for the Biden campaign in the first video I did. And so let's just go ahead and see what we have here. So initially, obviously, you see the logo, Trump, Make America Great Again 2024. We can see here another warm welcome to the MAGA movement. There are some there is highlighted text here to draw emphasis. It's also in red, which is good because that has a psychological impact or effect on human beings. Our eyes are drawn to red. In some instances, it actually means like warning or caution, but also it's an attention grabber. So it doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with that. In fact, I use red quite a bit as well. You'll see here that social media, in terms of the call to action, the social media handles are listed here. And so if you want to follow the presidential candidate on Truth Social, on Rumble, on Instagram, on X, or Facebook, you can do that. You'll also see here that there's the use of capital letters to really emphasize a point. And then the call to action, another, I guess, call to action here would be to take the poll. And so um, there is the call to action here twice. So it's here in red, once again, to draw your attention to the button. And then it's here again in the signature, or what I would refer to as the PS of the email, which I think is really good because it is, for a skimmer, somebody who's just kind of skimming through the email, it's good that they'll be able to see this button right here. So with that being said, I did judge these emails based on 5 different things. The first being the consistency or frequency of emails sent. And in this case, I would have to give this campaign an F because I've only received one email since July 1st. So I'm not sure what's up with that. I think that's strange. And I'll get into more of this in a little bit because I just don't understand what's going on. Also, the relevance of the content in the email, I would have to definitely say that this content is very relevant. Obviously, if you're interested in learning more about him as a presidential candidate, I think that this is good in terms of connecting via social media, and then just, understanding his position. I'll never stop fighting for you. And when we defeat the corrupt forces who hate this country, it will happen because of your support. So very strong use of language there. It can be polarizing. And I think that works for politics for some reason. And so, again, I feel like the content of the email is pretty relevant. We'll see here. It says, with you by my side, we will stop Crooked Joe from destroying this country in November. I hope to see your Trump Patriot poll responses when I check back later. And so, again, I think that the relevance of the content, it's pretty relevant. The engagement of the copy and the body of the email, as well as the clarity of the call to action, I do believe that could use some work. For starters, there are a number of calls to action. We have 5 different social media handles as opposed to just one. And then we have the poll. So honestly, I'm not really sure which is the most important? Is it more important for me to click on 5 different social media handles and follow this presidential candidate on those platforms? Or is it more important for me to take the poll? So I think that this could certainly use some work. And by the way, I did click on the button to take the poll. It brought me here. And quite frankly, I didn't complete the poll because of like this question. I didn't like the limited responses. I actually planned on completing it, but I didn't like the fact that I was being asked to select one or the other. I need more options than, for this question, who do you plan to cast your vote for in the general election? Donald J. Trump, crooked Joe Biden. I didn't, so I wanted more options here. I wanted a third party candidate listed here. I wanted the option to say not applicable, or I'm abstaining from voting, or I'm undecided. There just weren't enough options for me. And I felt like I was being forced into one box or another, and that made me uncomfortable. So I didn't do the survey. I didn't do the poll. So, with that being said, there is definitely some work that needs to be done as it relates to this presidential candidate's email marketing efforts. The messaging, I think, is on point for this audience, but too many calls to action, like minimize that significantly. And then also the quality of the subject line. So, I will say that the quality of the subject line is spot on. Welcome to our MAGA movement. I think that is perfect for someone who is interested in learning more about this presidential candidate. It gets straight to the point. Welcome to our MAGA movement. So I like it. I do think, though, if I were not privy to the fact that this president refers to his campaign as like the MAGA movement. And those of you who are unaware, MAGA is an acronym for Make America Great Again. Okay. So if you're not privy to that, this actually may be a bit confusing, because really what this should read, in my opinion, is welcome to President Donald Trump's MAGA movement. Boom. So now I know that this email is directly related to President Donald Trump, whose email list I just subscribed to. Okay. So the subject line isn't horrible, but I think it would be good to tie it back to the fact that this is linked to the presidential hopeful. And then the use of personalization in emails. So similar to the Biden campaign emails, I don't see any personalization. It would have been really nice if right here, the welcome would have said, welcome to our MAGA movement, Maria. But there is no personalization anywhere in this email. And I just find this very odd that these presidential candidates are not using merge fields to customize their communications with their possible constituents. I don't really understand why. So with that being said, honestly, it's kind of hard to give a well-rounded opinion about this campaign's email marketing efforts, because I'm judging this based off of one campaign versus with the Biden campaign, I think I had 21 emails to look at. So it's just a bit unfortunate. I even clicked here to see if there were any emails in trash or spam, and there are none. So it's just unfortunate. But with that being said, I do want to share my screen to let you know that, or to kind of walk through how I got the one email that I did get, because maybe you can share with me in the comments where I can find the actual campaign website where I can sign up and look at more of the emails provided. So here's where I went. So I went to donaldjtrump.com. Okay. And this is where I signed up. As you can see here, it's cut off, but it says something like join our movement. And it gives you an option to go ahead and sign up for emails. So that's what I did. And I only got that one email. And so just to double check and make sure there wasn't user error, for lack of better words, I did subscribe once again on Saturday, July 6th. I subscribed using a different email address. And once again, I only got this email in that email account. So I don't know why I'm not receiving emails from this campaign. I've checked spam in this inbox as well. There's nothing in spam. So I don't understand what's happening. But I know something is amiss because oh, and just really quickly, I forgot to mention, I even went as far as commenting under this presidential candidate's Facebook post, letting them know that I only received one email. And I asked the question, are you not sending daily fundraising emails? Of course, no one responded to the question. Someone actually laughed at it. So typical social media silliness. But I did attempt to see why am I not receiving fundraising emails from this candidate. And last but not least, this is why I know something is amiss because I'm not sure what I'm missing. But I did find this article dated June 14th. I think it was on CNBC, where they talk about the Trump campaign's emails. And so the subject line, I'm sorry, the headline reads, "From hugs to guillotines, Trump's fundraising emails are a roller coaster." The subject lines go from "I love you" to "1 month until all hell breaks loose." So as you can see, they've taken screenshots of subject lines from this presidential candidate's fundraising emails, but I I mean, this was dated as of June of 2024. I did this as of July 1st, 2024. I have only received one email. So I don't know if I've subscribed in the wrong place or if they've stopped sending emails since this article was written. I have no idea, but I don't know. So there it is. This is the Trump campaign email marketing efforts. And if you all can tell me in the comments where I can actually subscribe and receive emails on a consistent basis, like I have from the Biden presidential campaign, I really appreciate it because I would love to give you all a more thorough and fair breakdown of this presidential candidate's email marketing efforts. So with that being said, as I always say, content is currency and words are wealth. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and be sure to hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post future content. I've got to roll out of here because I've got a road trip and I'm not even ready for it. So thank you, and I will check back in again soon. Peace.